up, everybody? Sensei Grizzly, Travis the Mountain from West Virginia. We're here for the September edition of Ask the Grizzly. First and foremost, I wanted to give a shout out to Shinto Fightwear, who sponsored the uniforms that Team USA wore at the World Games that we just participated in down in Orlando, Florida. I'm wearing the gi that we wore actually right now. I really like this. It's made out of it's got the ripstop pants that are like my favorite style of pants. And then the top is also made out of the ripstop material. So if you're going to like a competition where you have to weigh in the gi, this is a really good gi to weigh in with because it's so light. If you're participating in any kind of impact sport where speed with your punches and kicks is an issue, this moves a little faster, I think, than like your traditional judo gi does. But it's got like a super cool Shinto Fightwear emblem, both on the lapel and on the chest here, and then we've got the Team USA swag on the back and on the chest piece there. So highly endorsed. Shout out to my brother from another mother, James O, who was one of the coaches of Team USA down in Orlando. So what I want to show is actually a rehashing a series of moves that James wanted me to teach at one of the team practices while we were there preparing for the competition. Okay, so Travis will lay down right here. So what we were kind of demonstrating was you get your opponent in a side control position, and in sport jiu-jitsu and in combat jiu-jitsu, combat sambo, striking is allowed. You can use your striking to set up these moves. So one of the things that I like to do is to force the arm to the side into a stocking position. I can either use the lapel under the arm, depending on how the match played out. Oftentimes, I just hook at the tricep, and I'm kind of using his neck there. What this does, this opens the body up for the body shots so that I can score here, start to soften, and then I can start to work for my finishes. So I had a series of finishes that I wanted to show, and this is what I showed Team USA at the team practices. So I'm gonna take this lapel, I'm gonna feed it to this hand under the chin, pull it tight, and cut away behind the chin, okay? Alternately, especially if a guy gets this shoulder down to the ground, like he's turned in to face me, I'm gonna block at his hip with this hand. I'm continuing to brace behind the head with my shoulder, and I just sink into that collar choke from like a modified north-south position. So I've had a lot of success with those chokes, and really it kind of depends on how the guy reacts. So again, we're in side control, I'm forcing the stock position. And I've got all kinds of finishes from here as well, like an Ezekiel type choke, Steve choke, okay? But from here, I'm using this to open him up for striking to the body. If he continues to try to go this way, he is giving me this particular garment choke. If I set this up and he changes his mind, and to get some slack back on his artery, he starts to turn back into me, I'm blocking his hip with my arm, keeping my shoulder behind the head, and settling into that modified north-south choke. Okay, one more time. And again, there's all kinds of rabbit holes this could go down. I've got like other variations, other what-ifs, but when I'm generally speaking, this is what I want to do when like a person is responding to striking. So I'm in the position, okay? I have stocked him out, boom. Holding this tight. So I am softening with strikes to the body. If he tries to turn away, he kind of feeds this lapel to my hand. I'm sucking the space up with my knees and cutting away. Now, he senses this, so rather than pulling away from it, which tightens it, he tries to come into me to get some slack. So I'm gonna follow that motion rather than resist it, blocking with the arm, bracing with the shoulder, and pulling that tight across the neck. Sensei Grizzly, Travis the Mountain Garrett, endorsing Shinto Fightwear, and my brother James O. See you guys next time. Go Team USA. All right, so I got asked a very interesting question. Not something I'm used to getting on these Ask the Grizzly episodes, but it was so unique in terms of the questions that I'm used to getting that I felt compelled to answer it on video, and it's something that I have knowledge of. So the question was asked of me to kind of explain the structure of Army units. Okay, because people throw the words like squad around pretty loosely. My squad, you know, and a lot of tactical types that are they wear their cargo pants and do the concealed carry thing, but they've never been a service member, tend to kind of throw a lot of jargon and stuff around. So the question was sent in, how are Army units structured? So the answer that I'm going to give you is I am speaking of like your traditional line unit. Specialized units have different ways of structuring, but this is the simplest way I can answer this question. So the smallest element within your traditional line unit is the fire team. So the fire team generally consists of 3 to 4 soldiers. You have your machine gunner, your assistant machine gunner, your grenadier, and your rifleman. And sometimes the rifleman and the assistant machine gunner can be the same person, so that's a 3-man fire team. Okay, so 2 to 3 fire teams make up a squad. Okay, so a squad can typically have anywhere from 7 to possibly as many as 12 soldiers. And then 4 squads or more, but typically 4, make up your platoon-sized element. Okay, so your platoon-sized element can have upwards to 60 troops, depending on the configuration, the kind of unit that you're in. And then 4 plus platoons make up a company. And your companies, anywhere from 3 or more companies, as many as 6, depending on where you're at, make up battalions. So a company can be 120 to 180 to 240 soldiers, and then your battalion is 4 or more of those companies. And then multiple battalions make up brigades, and multiple brigades make up divisions, and then multiple divisions make up commands. So by the time you get to the brigade level, you're dealing with 1,000 troops approximately. Multiple brigades is obviously you multiply that number, and by the time you get to the division and command level, it's multiple thousands of troops there. So part 2 of that question we'll actually address next month. The same individual kind of asked about the responsibility of like the different ranks, the rank structure as it corresponds to the different sizes of elements in an Army unit. But just to kind of recap, you have the fire team is the smallest element. Multiple fire teams make up a squad. Multiple squads make up a platoon. Multiple platoons make up a company. Multiple companies make up a battalion. Multiple battalions make up a brigade. Multiple brigades make up a division. Multiple divisions make up a command. And by the time you get up to the command level, you're dealing with several thousand soldiers. So we'll put out part 2 where we address the rank structure next month, in addition to whatever martial arts things we got going on. And look forward to seeing you all in the future. Sensei Grizzly, September edition 2019 of Ask the Grizzly. See you next time. October 11th through 13th of this year 2019, The Jiu-Jitsu America National Convention will be held in Orlando, Florida. I will be one of the clinicians teaching on the Saturday, as well as other notable names such as Bill Superfoot Wallace, Professor Tony Maynard, and Sensei Dane DeRose. The following day on Sunday will be the Jiu-Jitsu America National Championships for Sports Jiu-Jitsu, Freestyle Self-Defense, and Kata, and will be considered one of the qualifiers to be selected for the U.S. team representing our country at the World Council Jiu-Jitsu Organization World Championships to be held at a location to be determined in 2021. This event has been named one of the top 10 events to attend in the country by Black Belt Magazine. Please join us on that weekend for an opportunity to learn from international grandmasters for multiple disciplines and a chance to compete against fighters of different styles from all over the country.